when it comes to burning blocks, you got to worry about them killing you.
Yeah. And let them know what burning a block mean, because they might think you're starting a fire on the block.
No, burning blocks means that, you know, like you have the balls to go on a block and try to steal any amount of money or drugs that, you know, they have. And it's dangerous, but, you know, a lot of people that work these blocks, that's their way of, you know, coming up with money to support their own habit.
Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away. Always waiting for the phone, so I built my towers tall, wandering through these empty halls. Break the cycle now, walls are coming down. Oh, you make me wanna talk back.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We out here in the middle of the black hole, Kensington. This is where addiction takes you. It's a rainy day today out there. You know, winter time is approaching fast, and it's going to be brutal out here. Pray for all the sick and suffering to find their way home. I want to send prayers to everyone out there that's battling addiction. Keep on fighting, never give up. Today I met a very nice young lady that I'm introducing to the family. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brittany.
Brittany. Hi, Brittany. How you doing today?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How's your day going?
Kind of just getting started. Just woke up. Catching up on some sleep.
Long nights in these streets for you?
Yeah, it's hard to find somewhere to sleep out here. It's peaceful. With everything else.
Yeah, definitely. It's a badlands.
Yeah,
You gotta sleep with your eyes
cops
open.
all the time, people stealing, so.
Right. So Brittany, how old are you?
I'll be 30 in January.
Wow. Do she look like she's 30, guys? Absolutely not. She look like 25 or less than that. Where are you originally from, Brittany?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Yo, shout out Philly. We out there representing. Let's jump right into it. Let's go back a little bit, all right? Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up?
For the most part, it was actually pretty good. I have one older sister. My parents weren't together, but we saw our dad regularly every other weekend. He was remarried. My mom, she eventually had gotten married too. They unfortunately split up, and you know, like, it took her a while before she found someone else that made her happy. She's with him now. He has kids too. They're pretty nice. They're pretty decent kids. Different lifestyle than me and my sister entirely. Even my sister, she's got a different lifestyle than me. I think I'm the only one that kind of was like the black sheep that fell down into this.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry you grew up in a broken household. How was your environment growing up?
It was pretty good. I can't really complain. Like, there was no like difficulties, like no type of abuse, no neglect. Like,
Okay.
it was actually pretty normal.
That's good. All right. So how was your, your life in school?
It was actually pretty good. I mean, I dropped out in 10th grade in the middle of it. Things kind of started to get, like, I don't know, a little difficult. I wound up going to a charter school, and a lot of the kids there didn't really like me. I don't know. They kind of got me kicked out, and I got put back into my neighborhood school, which was Lincoln. And when I went back, they tried to put me back a whole year, saying the curriculum was different. And when I went back, it was just an overpopulated school. There was not enough books, not enough desks. I was sitting at the teacher's desk or on radiators, and it was a bad school. I actually didn't look forward to going. Every morning when my mom would drop me off, As soon as she would pull off, I would go in, clock in, and immediately walk out the other side through the pool doors. And I would either find somewhere outside to hang out at, or we would go back to one of my friends' houses until their parents came home.
So you did a lot of playing hooky, huh?
Yeah, I didn't really like it there.
Yes, high school is definitely tough.
Yeah.
Definitely tough. Were you, you know, like a popular kid, or were you like, you know, a loner?
I tried to be a loner. It didn't really work out. Same with out here now. I don't know. I guess I just have a big heart and too generous to people. And I try to help people as much as possible. I try to, even if that means like financially or just, you know, being there for someone to vent to. So I mean, I definitely knew a lot of people, but I didn't really hang out with everybody.
Wow, that's a great quality you have, caring. You know, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah, I know what it's like to really feel like you don't have anyone there. So.
Right, right. Okay, so do you have any favorite childhood memories you can think of, Brittany?
I don't know, not really like any in particular. Like I said, my childhood wasn't really that bad. Like overall, like I really liked my childhood. I liked growing up.
Okay. So let's jump right into it. What type of drugs are you currently struggling with?
Dope, but I guess it's not even really dope anymore. Some people, even doctors, they say that they can't treat it because they don't even know what they're putting in it. But overall, I guess it would be like a mixture of like fentanyl and tranq.
Wow. How were you introduced to dope?
My fiance had actually passed away, and
I'm sorry.
I don't know, like it was really hard for me, especially considering like my family, like they weren't really there for me, supportive at all. Yeah, so my fiance had passed away and things were really hard. I didn't really have any type of support. I didn't really have any friends. My best friend of 16 years kind of turned her back on me. My family wasn't really there for me at all, but they kind of already weren't a little bit prior to that. And his family kind of tried to put the blame on me, but they were never really too fond of me to begin with. I don't even think they were really too fond of him, to be honest. And I don't know, like, it was just kind of like a convenient factor. Like, nobody was really there for either of us unless it was convenient for them. So I just kind of felt like really alone, and I was going through a really bad depression, and I didn't want to be here. So that was kind of like the one thing I knew that it was like an easy way out. Like,
Yeah, that's tough. I can only imagine what it's like to build a bond with somebody, then you lose that person. That your pain is, you know, is undescribable. You know, you're a very strong person. Did he pass away from drugs?
No, he didn't get high.
What was the cause, if you don't mind telling us?
He had done like a small bit up Dauphin County, which is Harrisburg. And when he was up there, he was on a lot of psych meds. And when he came home, he was no longer on those psych meds. And like he had made an attempt when he first came home. It had put him in the hospital. He was induced a coma with a tracheotomy. And when he woke up, his memory was a little bit foggy. Thankfully, it came back. Like we worked with him a little bit. But he was still facing like a really bad depression, and he still wasn't on his proper medication. So when he got out of the hospital, he ended up getting into a car accident the first time he got behind his wheel, because his legs still didn't fully function because the fact that he was laid up in the hospital for so long. So he got into a car accident. I guess that kind of made his depression a little bit worse. Like, you know, like it kind of put a little bit more on his plate to deal with. We had a house fire as well, so things were really rough for us. We were bouncing around. We had children, so you know that wasn't easy. We were paying rent for hotel rooms and crashing on people's couches, and it really wasn't fair to anyone, especially our kids. And then one day we had spent the night at his cousin's house because it was raining, and we couldn't afford a room anywhere, and we had nowhere else to go. And you know, we couldn't just sleep in the car with the kids. So we spent the night at his cousin's house. I was supposed to have work the following morning. He had went out at night to go out front and fix his system on his car while I laid down with our youngest to go to sleep. And I remember he gave me a kiss goodnight and told me he loved me and to get some rest because I was tired. And the next thing I remember, I woke up to his cousin crying and shaking and waking me up saying that he was dead in his car.
Oh my God. Oops, that's horrible. What's his name?
Kenneth Castleberry.
Kenneth, I'm getting chills right now. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's definitely tough, right? Yeah, you want some? You need tissue? For sure. Yeah, that's definitely not easy. So let's move forward. Do you remember the first time you tried dope?
I do. I hated it.
How do you do it? Do you sniff or shoot?
I snorted it, and as much as I leaned forward to try and do it because I just didn't want to be here anymore, I was absolutely terrified, so I didn't even do the whole bag. I probably didn't even do half of it, and I literally hated it. I was so sick. I had the worst migraine. I couldn't stop throwing up, and I honestly just felt like it wouldn't stop. Like I don't know, like I felt like nothing that I did would make it go away.
So when that happened to you, what made you continue using it?
Because it was the closest to death that I ever felt. Figured that maybe eventually it would work. So
that's deep. You're still here for a reason, so that means it's a purpose for your life. I'm sure Kenneth, when you doing that to yourself, he needs you to stay strong for your kids,
Yeah, I know. It was definitely a selfish decision, and I regret it entirely. I miss my kids so much. Point in my life where I feel like I'm not getting them back. I feel like they don't even know who I am anymore. So.
And that's what addiction do to people, take away everything that you love, What's good about doing dope?
Nothing. Not a single thing, other than the fact that, maybe it eliminates a few hours of your day where, you're struggling and depressed and dealing with, like, your own demons in your head. Because, once you do it, you're basically comatose. You're out cold for a few hours, so it knocks off a few hours.
What do you like about it?
I don't really enjoy any of it, honestly. It's just, I've tried to stop quite a few times, and it's so hard. Like, but when it was just brown dope, like, I don't know, a few people that I know, like, they've talked to me about how, like, they went to detox and rehab and they've gotten clean, and, like, it was, like, a little difficult, like, the withdrawal symptoms, the restless legs, throwing up, like, hot and cold, like, all that, but it's a lot different, apparently, like, now that it's not just regular heroin. I tried one time to get clean off of it. I went to a hotel thinking that, like, I could just get off of it cold turkey on my own. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I ended up in the hospital. I had really severe withdrawal symptoms. My heart rate was entirely too elevated. And when I went, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to give me. They tried to give me comfort meds, which is basically just like Ativan, Finnegan, Catapress, stuff like that. It doesn't do anything. I tried to go to a methadone clinic, which is Parkside. They would never up me past a dose that would actually work for me, because they told me that the dose that I was at was considered a blocking dose, which is kind of hard to say because everyone's blocking dose is different, and it wouldn't hold me for longer than an hour. So it's really hard to get off of it, especially when you don't really have somewhere to do that at. You don't have somewhere comfortable to try and do that at. Like being on the streets constantly surrounded by it, and knowing that when you're going through those like first few hours or days or weeks, like it's right around the corner, so you can end like that terrible feeling at any time.
Got you. So what are some things about drugs that you are not happy about when you do it?
I don't think there's anything about it that I'm happy about. It literally ruins a person entirely and everything around them that they love or care about. It makes them literally lose everything. I don't think there's anyone in this world that's gotten a single gain out of getting high.
You hear that, guys? So now you got to ask yourself, is this a choice or a disease? And it's proven that addiction is a disease of the brain. So you guys have to understand how difficult it is the fight that these guys have to, to battle every day to
Now, see,
survive.
as an addict, I agree and disagree with that. It definitely is a choice.
It starts off as a choice.
It definitely starts off as a choice. Nobody makes the choice for you but yourself. But the disease factor does play a part. Like after you make the choice, like of course, like there's a bunch of diseases that play a part. They go hand in hand. Like people have to worry about, Hep C, AIDS, like everything. They have to worry about all types of stuff like that. Especially out here, you have to worry about hepatitis A as well. Like it's just it's really dirty out here. Like it's sad actually. Like it really is. But disease, like with the mind, like I guess like in a way, yeah, like you can say that's true. But I don't know. I just think that it's more like people that aren't, like really like strong-willed or strong-minded. Like they become dependent on someone or something so much in their life that that's what they get used to.
Understood. What's the longest clean time you ever had?
Well, I just recently started using, and since I have started using, I haven't had any clean time.
Okay, all right. Yeah, got you. After dope, what's your second drug of choice?
I don't have one.
Okay, so only dope?
Yes.
So in a daytime, how many bags of fentanyl would you say that you need to maintain?
It varies, because as you know, like there's several different kinds, so some are stronger than others. And I mean, me personally, like I said, I hate the choices that I made. I want to get off of this. I hate it so much. I know it's not going to take anything back or bring anything back, but I have been trying to kick a habit. I don't even do half a bundle a day, which I know a lot of you don't really know what that is, but most bundles out here, they consist of 14 to 16 bags. Most addicts out here will definitely tell you they do way more than a bundle a day. On a good day, maybe now I do about 5 or 6 bags at most, and that's hard. Like I try not to do anything until, like being sick feels like close to unbearable, and I only do enough to get rid of that sickness.
Got you. So how do you, get this money to support your habit?
All different ways. PUA was definitely a bad thing for a lot of us out here because, it was just putting a lot of money in our hands and, allowing a lot of people's tolerance to, skyrocket. But once the PUA ended, like a lot of people like struggled, to try to figure out like ways of making money. A lot of the time, I panhandle, or they call samples, which is, when a block comes out with a new batch of something and they give out a free sample. But yeah, when that doesn't work, I actually help some people out here from time to time, like depending how hard it is for them, depending on how long they've been using. I do help some people get their shot in because, believe it or not, I am a certified medical assistant and phlebotomist.
Okay.
And that's another thing that I hate most about being out here because my career is basically done. Like, but sometimes that doesn't work either. So, like there's times where people from other states or other counties, they come out here and they don't know where to go, but, they know that what's offered to them where they're at is no longer working. And I feel terrible because I feel like a bad influence. Like, but they pay people to take them to places, that they would recommend. And I actually make a lot of money doing that as well.
Okay. All right. That's what comes with the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
It's just keeping it 100. If you continue down this road, Brittany, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
It's not going to be good. I don't think I would be here much longer. I don't know. I don't really see any type of positive outcome from this whatsoever, and for anyone, not just for myself.
And you heard what you just said just now, and you knowing that it's basically Russian roulette that you're playing, right?
Basically.
With this alarm.
Welcome to Kensington, right?
Yeah, right.
You can never get a full sentence out.
So now that you said those things and you know the danger that's ahead of you, what would happen if you stop using drugs?
I don't know. I think about that all the time, and obviously I know like if I stop using and I get clean, like that doesn't change all the other, like predicaments and issues in my life, like all the struggles that I face, getting clean isn't going to get me off the streets or, you know, get my kids back or bring my fiance back or, you know, take away all the pain that I've caused, like my family and my friends and myself. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what would happen.
Okay. At least you're being honest.
Yeah.
So let's do a scale thing on a scale from, you know, 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, so 0 being not at all and 100 being, okay, I'm ready. How ready are you, you know, to get help?
50%.
50%.
Because I do want to get help, but I feel like the help that, you know, people like me need isn't really there or existent at all. You know, you have like medical professionals and, you know, you have people out here in outreach or like, you know, just volunteers that, you know, they come out here and they try to listen, they try to help, they have donations, like they try like to the best of their abilities, but like they've never actually been through this, so they don't understand. And the ones that have, it was either like by the grace of God or, you know, like they had loved ones that came out here and gave them tough love or gave them a second chance or told them they could come back home, but they had to, you know, follow like these certain rules. Like, so I mean, it's kind of different. Like, I don't have any of that. Like, I know I don't. If I did, it would have happened already. And I'm fine with that. I'm not mad. It doesn't make me love anyone in my family any less. Like, even though I know my actions do. But it's just, I don't know. I know that things don't change. So with that being said, I know if I get clean, like my depression and everything like that might honestly just become worse, because then I'm not going to have anything to cloud my judgment. It's just basically like reality is going to be there in front of me, even though it already is, you know. It's just I'm going to have more like more insight, so I'm going to be more clear-minded, and that's all I'm going to be focused on. I'm just going to be sober on the streets in the middle of like a hellhole of a bunch of addicts. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Where's your family and your friends?
I don't really have any family or friends at this point. Friends are a hard thing to come by out here, and not out here, but definitely out here. The only way you can have friends out here is, you know, if you have finances, if you're willing to help them with their own addiction struggles. And family, they basically made it clear that, you know, they're all better off without me, and that they'd prefer that, you know, I don't reach out because it just becomes more and more of a burden to them.
Understood. Hey, family, don't turn your back on your loved ones. Whatever they do, always be there for them. I know it's a tough fight, this addiction thing, everybody suffers. And shame and guilt keep a lot of people from reaching out, because they look at themselves, they don't want, you know, people to see them looking like the way they are. They are human beings. That's why I do these videos, so, you know, to educate the world. See people out there lying or sleeping on the streets, they are human beings. They're just stuck. And the drugs are so powerful. People
think that because we're out here the way that we are, and like, you know, like we don't have any sense of pride, but pride plays a huge part, actually.
Facts. Exactly. So what's 24 hours in Kensington look like for you?
It feels like a year. It's like literally like a day out here. It's just, it's so long. It's hard because, you know, you don't just get sick once a day, and getting high once a day doesn't get you well all day. So it's like you're just constantly like in a revolving door of like, you know, like hell.
Right. So what's your living status right now?
I guess technically I'm homeless. I kind of am just bouncing around a little bit of everywhere, but most of the time I am on the street.
Wow, that's dangerous for such a... I know you're a young woman, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot of dangerous people out here. How do you protect yourself?
I guess like so far I've gotten lucky. I haven't really been put into too many bad, you know, like situations or encounters. I don't really hang out with too many people, like particularly, but you know, Kensington is definitely overpopulated. There's always someone somewhere, and even though like when things go missing or something happens, you ask people around you, you always get the same answer, like I didn't see anything or I didn't hear anything. It's because they just don't want anything to come back onto them. They don't want to deal with an issue as well, but at the end of the day, there's always somebody that hears and sees something.
Facts.
So with that being said, like I tried like to the best of my abilities not to put myself in situations that, you know, would be more dangerous than what I'm already dealing with.
And she's absolutely right, guys. Out here in Kensington, street justice supply out here. You call the cops, they'll take 2 hours sometimes to come, and by then you're done.
And also, like, you call the cops, now you're becoming a victim twice.
That's how it goes down out here. So this the streets, and you gotta play by the rules, or else you won't make it in these streets. What are some, horror stories that you have seen or heard about out here in Kensington?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. 90% of the people out here that's been using for quite some time, like by injection, I'd say they're missing a good 35-40% of skin on their bodies, to where you can literally see veins, sometimes bone, and they still continue to hit there because they feel as though it's more visible, so it must be easier. And the infection just continues to spread, and like, they're out here on the street, so they're really not that clean. So you just got to think, like, wherever it is out here that they're shooting up in that, or like caring for that wound, like, it's kind of out here where at one point you're going to be sitting or laying your head at as well. So infection is like a big thing out here that you have to worry about. Everything's communicable. Like, don't ever think that it can't be you. It can. Like, even people out here that I know that never used a needle a day in their life, they have to worry about that stuff as well. I've lost a few of my friends out here, a few very good friends, because once you're so far into an addiction, like I said, you got to figure out ways to support that addiction, and there's not really too many ways out here. I know a lot of people that boost, whether that means they're stealing from stores or they're trying to burn blocks. And when it comes to stealing from stores, you just got to worry about getting locked up. When it comes to burning blocks, you got to worry about them killing you.
Yeah. And let them know what burning a block means, because they might think you're starting a fire on the block.
No, burning blocks means that, like, you have the balls to go on a block and try to steal any amount of money or drugs that, they have. And it's dangerous, but, a lot of people that work these blocks, that's their way of, coming up with money to support their own habit. Yeah. So sometimes the people working the block might be high too. They might be nodding out and not, watching over their stuff the way they should.
Guys, you heard it from Brittany. Her eyes is definitely open out here in these streets, and she got a lot of knowledge, to survive out here in Kensington, and she is surviving as the struggle continues. Let's get off topic a little bit just to get to know you as a person, and we're done, okay?
Okay.
What are some short-term goals that you have?
I don't know. I haven't really been in like a goal-setting kind of mind state lately, because I don't know. Out here, like you said, it's kind of like roulette. Like, you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow or not. So, I don't know. With that being said, like, I don't know. Like, I guess I just don't really see much sense in setting goals. Like, even before my addiction, I never really was the type to make plans. It's not really something I do, because even prior to my addiction, I never really was the type to set plans, because if, God forbid, they were to fall through or didn't happen, like, that's just kind of disappointing. Like, so I just try not to get my hopes up for anything, because, like Shakespeare says, expectation is the root of all heartache. So.
Got you. Okay. I heard that. What's your favorite color, Brittany?
Purple.
Purple. Shout out to all the people who love purple. What are some of your favorite foods?
I don't know. I love anything spicy. So, like, hot wings or buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken pizza. I love anything like Spanish. I don't know, and I love pasta. Like, so basically, like, anything Spanish or Italian, like, that's my favorite.
Nice. Okay. Another Damon train passing.
Imagine how frustrating this gets. This has been, what, 20 minutes? And we tell you how many trains pass? Imagine a day.
Bajillion trains don't pass, guys. Okay, what are some things that are important to you?
Definitely my kids.
Kids.
Yeah. I know a lot of people would beg to differ with that statement, because they would say, if my kids were important to me, I want to be out here and I want to be making these decisions, and, my kids would be a part of my life. But, like, my judgment was most definitely clouded, and I definitely did make, some selfish choices, and I regret that. But with that being said, you know, my kids are what's important to me, and at the moment, that's why I feel as though it's better that, you know, I just take a step back, because they don't deserve like this harsh reality. They don't deserve to, you know, see like their mother this way.
Got you. That's true. You know, I'm sure your kids do, you know, miss you and think about you every day, just as much as you miss and think of them. You know.
I'd like to hope so.
What type of person would you like to be?
Normal.
What's normal to you?
Basically being able to live a everyday life, you know, not being out here on the streets, not being dependent on a drug or anything else for that matter. I used to be really independent. Anybody that knew me would be able to tell you that. I would always maintain at least 2 to 3 jobs. I did everything that I could for myself and for my kids and for anybody else that I could. I'd like to be able to, you know, overcome this one day and have a place of my own again, my own car again, and, you know, just go back to working. I really miss working. I used to be a medical assistant for Penn Cardiology. I bartended for almost 8 years of my life. I waitressed, I worked in collections, like, I've done a lot of things, like, and I feel like I'm just throwing everything away.
Well, at least you know that what you're doing is wrong.
Oh, definitely.
And you do want to change eventually one day, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody in this lifestyle knows that what they're doing is wrong. It's just, there's a lot of people out there that they don't like to be wrong, like, in any aspect of the word, you know? And they try to justify in some way that what they're doing, like, is right, or right for them at least, but it's not.
So true. Now, I would like to know, do you have a, you know, a favorite band or musician you listen to?
I like rap. I don't know if that's because, like, it's a Philly thing, but shout out to A.R. Ab. He's my favorite rapper.
Nice. Yo, shout out A.R. Ab. He's a good, he got some hits. Okay, yo, he's locked up.
I know.
She like gangster music, guys. Hey, guys, it's the street, right?
Yep.
That's what's up.
And, you know, we can't forget AO 215, right up the block, Tioga, 3200 gang.
Okay, she representing. That's what's up. Yo, shout out to the block. Okay, now, when you were a little girl, what do you want to become when you grow up?
I wanted to be a doctor. And I actually did. I went to school for medical assistance and phlebotomy, and I loved it when I worked for Penn. That was probably the happiest of my life that I ever been. Like, I felt like I was actually making a difference.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, hopefully, you know, you can get back on that road again and, you know, like they said, dust yourself up, right? And keep on going. Now, we would like to know, Brittany, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Yo, shout out to all the Aquarius out there. Say what's up to Brittany, show us some love. If you can travel to any place or country in the world, where would you go?
I don't know. I always wanted to be able to travel the whole world. When I was younger, I always just, you know, if I didn't have the opportunity of becoming a mother, I kind of just wanted to be able to, like, have an RV and just be able to travel and see everything.
That's awesome.
But I definitely always wanted to go to, like, Dubai or, like, Cabo San Luca.
Nice,
Seems
nice.
fun.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Brittany?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm not sure if he's noticed, but something about us out here, we love cereal and ice cream. I don't know what it is. I'd say maybe mint chocolate chip or coffee, but lately I've been on a gelati kick. So.
Okay, all right, I hear that. Okay, are you currently in a relationship?
No, I have no desire of getting in a relationship. For starters, no one out here would ever be able to, you know, replace my husband.
Got you.
The love that I have for him, that it will never go away, and I don't think I'll ever be able to feel that way about somebody else.
Gotcha.
And also, I don't think it would be fair to invite anybody in all of this chaos.
Absolutely. So what do you look for in a partner?
I mean, I don't know, that's kind of hard to answer because I never really looked for anything in particular. Like, my fiance, like, he was kind of everything I was looking for when I definitely wasn't even looking.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, he had this way of, like, making me, like, feel better and, you know, like, want to have better, be better, and do better. Like,
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Sunrise or sunset, which one are you?
Definitely sunset.
Why?
Well, out here the L stops running, so it's a lot quieter. But no, I don't know. I've just always been like more of like a nightlife kind of person. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, they don't stop. I only like the train when I'm waiting for it. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I've always been like a nightlife kind of person, and I guess that has to do with the fact that I bartended for a majority of my life. But I don't know. I'm also not really a morning person. I hate having to wake up early and get out of bed.
I hear that, right? Tell me about it. Okay, so Brittany, if you can be any animal in this world, what animal will you be?
That's a hard question. I don't know. I guess maybe an elephant. I know that sounds kind of weird,
That's
but
cool.
you know, like
Elephants are
they're
cool.
strong,
Yeah.
like they represent good luck, like you know, like I don't.
Okay, yeah, elephants is cool. Yeah. Okay, so Brittany, now when you're alone by yourself, what are some things that go through your mind?
Everything. I'm kind of like my own worst enemy. I'm harder on myself than anybody out here ever will be. I constantly think about my kids and I worry about them and I just pray that they're okay. And I wonder if they're thinking about me too.
Gotcha.
I think about my family and like all the pain that I've caused them, and I hope that, you know, like despite all of that, like that like they're all okay and in good health, and that, you know, maybe one day we could all put this behind us, you know, like once I get out of this struggle.
So if your family your family and your friends were supposed to see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I just want to let them know that, you know, I am okay, I'm safe, healthy as I can be, you know, and that I hope the same for them. I hope that they're okay. I hope that my choices aren't really making an impact on their life for the worst. I hope that it's not causing them to be in any sickness or bad health. And, you know, I just hope that they're okay.
Yes, that's beautiful. Do you have any, you know, skill or hobby or anything that you love to do in your pastime?
I used to play violin and I used to sing.
Wow.
I can't do that anymore. My voice is too raspy. Damn cigarettes. But other than that, like, I used to crochet a lot. When I was pregnant with my youngest, I crocheted them a lot of blankets, stuff like that. Other than that, no. I just, I don't know. I basically like try anything at least once. Like, and if it is something I realize that I'm good at or at least okay at, like, I try to stick with it.
Do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
I do not.
Okay. Where do you believe you'll go when you die?
I'm really not sure about that.
Okay.
I kind of wonder about that. I don't really believe in like any particular God, like himself, but I do believe that there is a higher power. Just not sure what exactly that higher power is.
Gotcha. So if you had to pick one, to be invisible or to fly, which one would you pick?
Invisible.
Why?
Because for the most part, I kind of already feel that way. But with a lot of the choices that I made, like, I just really wish that nobody would be able to see it.
So which one is the mouse, Tom or Jerry?
You said which one's the mouse, Tom or Jerry? Isn't it Jerry?
I don't know, guys. Yo, family, you guys is going to tell us Jerry is the mouse. You said Jerry is the mouse?
I believe so.
Okay, guys, let us know who's the mouse, Tom or Jerry. She said, you know, there's a lot of people in this world that, you know, that don't understand addiction. They talk a lot of negative things about addicts because they can't relate. Yeah. So what is your message to the world?
Never discriminate or be too hard on someone just because their choices or their lifestyle is different than yours. You never know what it is that they went through or are currently facing that, you know, pushed them to get to this point. And you never know what it is that they're trying to overcome to get away from it. So just because it's something that you don't go through yourself or have never experienced or just don't really have much of an understanding of doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's wrong. Like, yeah, I mean, this is frowned upon, but there's a lot of people out there that were addicts that, you know, it took for them to get to this point and overcome it to, you know, be stronger of a person and have a different, like, outlook on life. So just try to always keep that in the back of your mind. A lot of people get to this because of depression or being bullied or just, you know, feeling alone in the world and looking for some type of acceptance. And out here, like, I know it seems hard. I know it seems like everyone's against each other, but I've never felt more accepted in my life. I never felt, you know, like more of a family. Like we do, like we look out for each other out here because we all know what it is to feel like we don't have anybody. So we're kind of like a big dysfunctional family. So just try not to be too hard and try to put yourself in someone else's shoes, because there might be choices that you make or, you know, things that you live by that we don't understand, but we don't judge you for it.
Brittany, I want to tell you thank you so much for your time, dear.
Not a problem.
Thank you so much for educating us, and we wish you all the best. And you're part of the family now.
Thank
I
you.
will continue to follow you if you need any support. You need somebody to talk to. You ready for rehab, detox, whatever? I'm here for you, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got it. AML family, it's time for us to roll out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You know, support the lovely Brittany. Brittany, is there anything that you're in need of out here that we can help you with?
Just support. Anything else, I can really get it on my own. Anything would be appreciated, but I'm not a beggar. I'm self-sufficient. I made it this far on my own. I think I have it figured out for the most part.
There you have it. So guys, remember, don't be bitter, be better.
Yes.
AML Films, and we out there. Peace.
Gotta save me from myself. This emptiness, it hurts like hell. My good intentions let me down. I keep getting in my way. My stubborn pride will dig my grave. Leave it behind with every step I take. Yeah, it's like I'm down. What's it coming down? Yeah, 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 yeah.